Hello everyone, Usama Studios here. Um, back at it again with excuse me, back at it again with another banger of a video. And today, I'm going to be talking about DBX. Yes, my character, DBX, and Become a Killer Recode. Now, considering that some of you probably don't even know, I am actually the creator of DBX. I actually made this character way before he was added in Become the Killer to begin with. I actually made a character a while back before, he actually became a thing and become a killer, and that's when I cooked up so many videos about him and all that, and even cooked up some lore related stuff to him and such. But yeah, um, so I'm really talking about DBX. Now I got something to say about DBX. So DBX in Recode is, it kind of depends how you play as him. Really, he's unlike other characters, where like they can kind of like hold on, give me one sec. Okay, so as I was saying, um, so unlike the other characters, are like they can kind of like chase in a sense, and eventually kill survivors. I mean, unless like they're going against like a team of survivors, and they kind of have to back off. Um, DBX kind of like well, obviously you can chase someone at CBX, but DBX you're kind of meant to play as them like I guess a support in a sense. I'm not saying like he's 100% a support. I guess more like a killer that can help you kill people faster. If a nice better way of saying it. Or I guess DBX is the type of killer that can just you know join in a fight and just completely fuck up survivors easily whenever he's grouped up with other killers. Let me explain. So DBX has 90 HP and 42 walk speed. Not bad, right? He has two abilities. He's got his attack ability, where he just swings his arm out to hit the survivor, deals 25 damage, and we got his second ability, Thief, where he reveals locations of killers. Yes, killers, your own teammates. Um, Basically, you can actually use Thief in your advantage. Either you can use Thief to find a teammate and stick with them, or you can use Thief to actually see if there's a fight going on, so you can get yourself involved and help your teammates kill said survivor. Um, Now the thing with DBX is that outside of grouping up with killers, he actually can't really do much on his own. Like, okay, like you can do something on your own DBX, but I don't recommend doing that. Because trust me, if you try to like chase or fight against a survivor on your own as DBX, you're either gonna like not be able to catch them. Well, I mean, okay, you'll catch them if they don't know his counter. You see, despite that, DBX has one downside. He can't jump. Yes, DBX cannot jump, and he's not the only killer that cannot jump. There is another killer that also cannot jump, but this video is about DBX, not the home runner. Um, I want to make a video about home runner at some point, the baseball baddie herself, but right now this video is about DBX, my character. Now, the thing with DBX is that he cannot jump, meaning you can easily just escape a chase with DBX by not even having to outrun him, by just simply jumping on top of something and then just camp up there. Again, if DBX is by himself, yeah, DBX is pretty much can't do shit. But if they have a killer teammate with them, at least ones that can jump, because 98% of the killers can jump. So if he has like any other teammate except for like home runner with him, at least they can jump and reach up to, the survivor that's kept on top of a truck or something, Again, DBX cannot jump, so you can just simply escape, but like, you can simply survive against DBX alone by like jumping on top of a truck or something. Well, if he's by himself at least. Again, you can, like, DBX can solo a survivor on his own. It just depends. Like, like if you're going against a ninja or something, you could possibly win a fight against a ninja if you got enough health to spare at least. But if you're chasing like a looper or something, yeah, good luck with that. Because loopers are just going to easily outrun you because, again, DBX can't jump, while loopers, who can loop certain spots of the Area 51 map, know that there are certain spots where they can jump at for the loops. So, yeah, DBX is pretty much just not good. Basically, DBX is okay at chasing. He's mainly really good at just sticking with his teammates. He's not really that perfect at chasing. Now, the thing with DBX is that, like, again, he is good. That's only the case when he's sticking with his teammates, though. If DBX tries to actually attack a survivor by himself, it again it depends like what player he's going up against. Like if he's chasing like a new player or something, then yeah, the new player is just going to get wrecked. But if he's chasing like a very experienced player, then yeah, that experienced player is just going to loop him, or not even loop him, just straight up escape him. Because again, there are some looping spots in Area 51 where it can just easily require survivors could just simply jump. Like there's that one looping spot in the Air 51 map where like there's like a little like there's like a thing that a survivor has to jump on to run through like a doorway. DBX cannot jump there. So like they can just straight up escape DBX by just simply running to that spot alone. Again, if DBX is by himself at least. If DBX is with a group of killers, then the other killers can like obviously follow them through that path because they can jump. Um, but despite all that, DBX's biggest strength is just sticking with his teammates. Because if he joins in a fight with his teammates, chasing one survivor, it'll actually make it easier for DBX to at least get a kill or so. Or maybe your teammates will get a kill. Like I said, he's kind of like a support in a sense. Not fully a support, but like kind of is like one in a sense. Because again, he knows where his teammates are at. You just gotta simply use the Thief ability, and you'll immediately know like, cause like there's no cooldown with the Thief ability. There's really no cooldown with that ability. You can just simply select Thief, and you can just highlight your teammates for like permanently until you unequip it, pretty much. Um, Again, DBX is only good when grouping up with his teammates, but if DBX tries to chase you by himself, it depends. Again, if you're going against like again, if DBX is chasing like a very like a noob or something, like a newbie player, or at least a casual player that doesn't like to sweat and all that, they might have a chance of killing them. But if they're going against like a very sweaty player or experienced player or a looper, like yeah, it's just again DBS cannot do much by himself. He needs to rely on his teammates in order to have an easier chance of being able to kill someone. Now, obviously, I want to bring up another thing as well is that despite the fact DBX is still a good killer, it's not like other killers where like you can just pick him up. Like DBX, like he's still a good killer, but he definitely like you have to kind of play as him differently. You know, it's not like other killers where like you can just pick him up and then chase after the survivor all goddamn day until you kill them. No, DBX like you kind of have to like have you he kind of has a different play style that you need to solely rely on in order to do well as DBX. Like playing DBX completely changes the play style of how you normally have to play as killer. Like efficiently play as killer, which is not a bad thing. But the problem is when there's a killer where you know if there's a killer that is hard to play or like you have to play in a certain play style. I said this in my Ralph video. Ralph is not a bad killer, it's just he's hard to play as, making players not wanting to play as Ralph. Because again, people want to play as like simple characters and just turn their brain off. But God forbid they play as a character where it kind of requires some kind of brain usage. You gotta also mention Roblox, like most majority of players that play Roblox are kids and teenagers, and they don't like having to use their brain to win or anything most of the time. So it's like obviously there are some players that can use their brains and actually do use their brains to be better at games, you know? Like there are some smart kids, but it's like really, like most Roblox players I go up against just don't like to use their brains as much. They just want to like turn their brain off and whatnot. Either they just don't care about winning, or they just don't give a shit in general. I don't know. So like it's kind of like the same with DBX. Like I rarely see anyone play as DBX. Like DBX, like again, he's not good when he's alone, but when he's like chasing someone, I mean, again, he can do okay by himself. It just, again, if you're going against like a very experienced player, then DBX is either just gonna get looped to death, or he's just gonna get easily murdered. Which is why the whole point of DBX is that you're meant to kind of like rely on sticking with your teammates in order to have an easier time to kill someone. Um, I also want to bring up another thing with DBX. DBX is also really good when paired with certain killers. Yeah, I'm not kidding. DBX can actually do really good when paired with certain killers. Usually killers that can reveal survivors. DBX is best paired with killers that can reveal survivors' locations. Why? Because since certain killers can reveal survivors' locations, they know where the survivor's at. So that's also good for DBS because DBS can just follow the killer that located survivors, and there you go. They can easily find a survivor because that other killer revealed their location, so they know where to go. So you know where to go as DBX, which is also really helpful, by the way, if you really think about it. Goner can reveal survivors. Even Ralph can reveal survivors. 1S can reveal survivors. Cool can reveal survivors. Um, Oh yeah, even idiocy can. Wait, idiocy? Yeah, idiocy. Even idiocy can reveal survivors. But I think the best killer for DBX to pair with whenever it comes with killers revealing survivors' locations is none other than Fiend. Now, why do I think that DBX being paired with Fiend is one of the best pairs? Because Fiend also has a location reveal ability where he can reveal survivors. And not to mention, Fiend deals like a fuck ton of damage and hits like a truck. And DBX can just simply melt your health quickly because he attacks really quickly. I also forgot to mention that yes, he does attack pretty quick. Like his attack cooldown is actually pretty fucking small, so it's like it's the best like Fiend and DBX are the best pair because again, DBX can just simply melt your health fast because he attacks quick. Not to mention, he also can reveal Fiend's location by using Thief. And the reason why Fiend is a good pair, because, well, Fiend not only can just reveal survivors, but Fiend can really hit like a truck. So DBX sticking with Fiend is definitely a good option, because again, I already stated this. I'm not going to bother repeating myself. Another good pair, which I never actually tried it yet, Witch and DBX. Again, I never tried that one out yet, so I don't think I should really explain it, if that's even possible or not. Because DBX can reveal killers, right? He can't reveal all killers. I knew this because I was using Thief while sticking with like certain killers. It does not reveal certain killers' locations, I don't know if it's because like maybe some of the killers are kind of too busted to be paired with DBX, or maybe it's because like it's some sort of bug. Again, I don't know, so I'm not gonna really explain much if you can really pair DBX with the Witch because I never tried that yet, and I don't think that will be possible if I can or not. I don't know. Um, but yeah. So all I'm saying is DBX is pretty much a another underrated killer. Now I know in the thumbnail it says he's a group beast or he's a group up sort of beast because he is. The best way for DBX to really kick ass is to stick with your teammates. Grouping up with other killers is like DBX's best strategy and really his playstyle pretty much. His most efficient playstyle. Now, yes, I know that all other killers can do really good when grouping up with other killers, but it really depends on who you're playing as. But like DBS, like it really requires you to stick with your teammates Because again, DBX can't really do much on his own, you know? Like again, other killers, because like other killers, yeah, they do great when sticking with their teammates too, but they can, some killers can actually do okay on by themselves. It just depends on the situation. DBX, again, you are required to actually have to stick with your teammates like all the time. There are some times where you kind of have to ditch your teammates at some point, especially if you want to target like specific survivors. Like if you want to target a marksman or you want to target a medic. I mean, that's what I do as well. Whenever I see a medic or a marksman, yes, I'll heavily target them and ditch my teammates if I'm playing DBX. Yes, I know you have to stick with your teammates as DBX, but if you want to get rid of like a certain survivor that is definitely going to be a problem for you and your team specifically, fuck it. Target marksman as DBX. Target medic you want. Yeah, you might struggle with that too, but like, I mean, you'll probably have an easier time targeting marksman because marksman can't really do much in chase. I mean, he can try to get a headshot on you in close range, but like, I don't recommend doing that unless you're really good at fucking getting headshots. Then again, you can one shot DBX in the head if you shoot him in the head with Marksman Sniper Rifle. Like Marksman Sniper Rifle does like 100 damage. You shoot him in the head. So if you shoot DBX in the head as Marksman, and are lucky enough to hit him in the head with a Marksman Rifle, yes, he will die in one hit. But again, I do not recommend trying to get a headshot at close range with Marksman Sniper Rifle unless you are good at getting headshots and are just cracked at aiming. Um, but I think we're pretty much done here. I think I don't have anything else to say. I do want to mention one thing is that, yeah, just like Ralph, he's pretty much underrated. And yeah, I actually kind of realized that because, again, I don't, just like Ralph, I don't see many people playing as DBS as much. I see people play more like Tank or Slenderman or even Kara. It's like, again, not many people really play as DBX, which is, I mean, then again, nobody really knows much about his lore and such, so like that's understandable, really. Not everyone knows who DBX is or the character I created, which is of course DBX. But yeah, I kind of get that, you know, like I kind of get why he's underrated because again, he's just another character that like you kind of have to like play differently, you know. Like Ralph, nobody likes playing Ralph because he's just hard, you know. And plus, there's just better tanks overall. Like there are tanks that can just do better than fucking Mr. Ralph from Identity Fraud. DBX is just the same scenario. Even though DBX is easier to play than Ralph, it's just he's just not that OP when he's by himself. Like he can't really do much on his own. He's only really dangerous when he's grouping up with other killers. So it's just kind of a scenario where like, you know, it's another killer that really has good potential. Like really if you are really like you actually like if DBX falls in the right hands, he is actually pretty fucking good. The same with Ralph. If you know how to actually time your hits as Ralph and utilize Ralph well, it's just again, you know, it's just you can actually do pretty good as Ralph. Or the best way to play as Ralph too, is to just simply be stealthy as Ralph. Like wait for a survivor to just come out and just immediately smack him with your big sword. But yeah, it's like again, DBX is just underrated, just like Ralph. Like the moment I picked up DBX and I realized that's actually how you're meant to play as him. I mean, it's not lore accurate really because DBX is kind of meant to be a speedster in a sense. Cause like when I mean, okay, I know you guys don't know this probably, but when I made Death Beyond Saving and Little Big Planet, DBX was kind of meant to be a speedster, cause he's meant to be a Sonic.exe, and knowing Sonic.exe or just Sonic the Hedgehog in general, Sonic is fast. So is Sonic.exe. He's kind of meant to be a speedster, but in a sense. Now he was pretty much actually DBX is a speedster, but that was only in the Legacy version to become the killer. And Recode, he pretty much just got reworked entirely to now just not being a speedster, more like a support in a sense. Again, not 100% a support, but definitely like a support in a sense. Like in a sense of support. Because Again, his whole playstyle is just grouping up with your teammates if you want to get the upper hand and actually do well. Um, Again, not a bad thing. There are other killers that are good for supporting other their killer teammates. Doctor is a good support, and Witch is also a good support for their teammates. Um, Now obviously Witch is the better option when playing as support because Doctor is just the harder support to play as. I mean, then again, if you don't have the Witch Game Pass, technically you have to play as Doctor if you want to really play a support character. Um, I don't know. It's like, I guess DBS is support too. I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to be. I don't know. I never talked to Harry about this. Again, I'm completely fine with DBX's state and Recode. Again, I'm just really glad he's in the game. I honestly don't mind if he's not lore accurate or not. I honestly don't give a shit if my characters are not lore accurate in general, to be honest, because I'm not strict, unlike other people when it comes to, being very passionate about their OCs or characters. Like, okay, I'm passionate about my stuff too, but there's also a point where, like, I honestly just don't give a shit, really. Like, again, it just depends. Like, it really depends. Like, okay, if my character is in a different project or they're in, like, a different series and they're just kind of, like, out of character in a sense, like, again, I just don't give a shit, really. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it just depends. Maybe I'm just chill like that. I don't know. I'm not as strict as, like, other people who created their own season shit. It just, who knows? I mean, I have off topic, but Mr. Broge's video, right? I watched his recent tier list video. He didn't like how his character redacted is in Recode because it's not lore accurate. Now, okay, I kind of get where Mr. Broge is coming from. Like, hey, you really love this character that you worked so hard on, so God forbid your character is actually in a project and they're just not very low accurate. Yeah, I get where he's coming from. But I also but I also use my brain for a sec to realize this isn't really a big deal. Just be happy that your character is actually in a Roblox game, or just a game in general, but like a Roblox game. It's like it's whatever's. It's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day. Again, there are some creators who are strict, but that's just them. I'm me. I don't like again, DBX is not lore accurate, but that's whatever. I'm completely fine with the idea of him having a different playstyle. Again, he is meant to be a speedster, just like I mean, again, he was a speedster in Legacy, but in Recode he just got reworked, which again I don't mind. Then again, I think it's kind of meant to fit his Become the Killer lore. Yes, I did come up with lore for DBX and Become the Killer, where like after the outbreak in Area 51, he just pretty much teams up with the other killers. So I guess him being a more of a group up with other killers sort of character makes sense, specifically for the lore I made for him and the Become the Killer. But because this isn't really the canon DBX really, but it's just whatever's. Um, I'm sorry. I apologize if I rambled on DBX for a little while. I sure I just ended the video moments ago. It's just I just wanted to talk about other things related to the character, and just talk about one other thing. But it's just it's whatevs. Yeah, that's really it. I'm Busaba Studios. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, that's good to know. I'm Busaba Studios, the creator of DBX. I will catch you all in another time. And before I end the video, I have one last thing to say. You will be dead beyond saving.